Welcome along to the Army Analysis series, and today we are looking at the Parthian 250 BC list with Seleucid 166 BC allies. There are a number of options, a number of allies to choose from, but I felt that the Seleucid list is the one that offers the most, really, because you get some wonderful heavy infantry, and so mixed in with all of this light horse archers and heavy cav, there's almost no other army that can give you what this list gives you, these high quality heavy foot with the cav. So if you wanted to go all cavalry, just go cavalry heavy, horse archer heavy army, then I think the Saka list might be the way to go. But I think for more of a balance and maybe more fun, this is a good option. So let's zoom in. We've got some nice heavy foot. We've got essentially Roman legionnaires here, the same unit. They are superior armored impact foot. We all know about them. Fantastic units, great impact because they're superior quality and impact, and they're armored as well. So even in melee against a lot of units, they can have a small advantage even. So, with most impact foot, the advantage is only on impact, but with the Romans it's slightly different because of their quality and also because of the armor. A lot of units, like hoplite units, are maybe only protected, and the impact foot is protected. There's a lot of infantry units, even pike units actually are protected, so you get an armor advantage there. So great troops. Pikes, we can take 3. So for a horse heavy army, these are 3 really nice, or 5 altogether, nice units. We've also got some medium foot, militia, Thracians, and the armored. This is quite an unusual unit, this, for Kitai. They're armored offensive spearmen. So usually I wouldn't maybe pay the extra, but we've got exactly all the points used up, so you're going to have an advantage there. Armor generally gives you about a 25 advantage against protected units. So basically that means that this kind of unit on the rough, there's not going to be much that's going to beat it, if anything. Let's zoom in a little bit. They look great, don't they? We've got 1 superior warband as well. So that actually means we've got, in terms of superior quality, have we got another one hidden away somewhere? I made it 4, but maybe with this build it's 3. Okay, so the veteran pike. Okay, so we've got, yes, the veteran pike. So we have actually got 4 superior quality units, which again is really nice. I was looking at yesterday, I think it was the Carthaginian 490 BC list, and I don't think we had any superior quality units. It was almost all average. So this is nice. Superior quality, it goes far in this game. Quality generally gives you, if it's superior, it will give you about a plus 50 over your average, and most infantry units are average quality, so plus 50 is pretty good. Plus you've got all your impact as well. You've got your impact with the Romans and the warband, and then you've got the deep pike advantage with pikes, as well as the superior quality from being veteran pike. So these units are really good. We've got some cataphracts. I've been a little bit critical of cataphracts, but used in the right way, they're superior fully armored lancers, so against cavalry especially, they should be able to beat anything really on the battlefield. There's nothing better. They might struggle obviously with elephants, but cavalry on cavalry, they're about at the top, and even on impact, charging infantry, they can have an advantage. Although, to be fair, they do generally or quite often get stuck against infantry, but they're going to do better against impact foot, especially on non-spear, non-pike units. Medium foot as well, they suffer fighting in the open against mounted. So maybe if with infantry, if you can focus on swordsmen and medium foot, then you'll get more out of them. But even against hoplites, sometimes on impact they can do quite well. But what's really key to this army are the light horse archers, and we've got so many. We've got 14 here, and that's not even maxed. When we were looking at the Carthaginian, Hannibal, and Africa list, that's another list that has a lot of light horse archers, and they're just I think it was javelin horse actually with that list. Very similar units anyway. They're just a nightmare to play against, and if you've got a whole load of them, they can very, very easily disrupt cavalry, just by the sheer numbers and missile fire. Same with infantry as well, and because they're archers, they can fire from afar a little bit, so they are a real pain to play against. And with this kind of army, it's all about mixing. You're not going to win outright with your infantry. Yes, you've got some good infantry, but we've only got altogether 12 at the moment, and a lot of it is medium foot and even really pretty poor quality cav. Half of it's really good and half is pretty poor. These are regular foot and militia. So you're really going to have to win with your cavalry, your light horse, try and disrupt enemy cav. We've got 4 skirmishers as well at the moment, and then all of these heavily armored lancers backing you up. It's going to be hard to fight this army with cavalry. We've even got the lancers here as well. Top quality, superior armored lancers is here as well. So, kind of, if you go in with your light horse, if you use them as the shield, sort of disrupt any kind of enemy cavalry, make it chase after you, and then go in with these lancers, there's not going to be much that's going to stop you cavalry wise. So this is a pretty good army with cavalry. And it's got a great mix of infantry as well. So at the moment, this season, this is season 12 in the league, and nobody took this army out, but it has been taken out a few times before. I did have a look at the record, and it's quite interesting actually to read about it. So the percent is 42%. So the win rate is 42%, which doesn't sound great, but it's a norm really. A lot of our Macedonians, the 320 list is about the same, 42. Lysimachid might be a little bit better, maybe 46 or so. There's a lot of armies that just, as I've said before, because this is literally every player that's ever taken out this army, good, bad, indifferent, new. So you've got to take that into account. The Gallic 300 list is a pretty good list. That's 45% win rate. Syracusan's 47%. The 280 list. Pontic's 45. Pyrrhic, which is a pretty decent army as well, is 47%. And even the Romans, the 199 and the 105, they're on around 50% win rate. So it's not terrible. And what I also thought was very interesting was when you factor in draws. See, generally I'm just looking at wins. So I'm working out the percent by wins. You know, when you take this army out, how often do you win? And with most other armies, there's not that many draws. It's just an insignificant number. But with this army, you draw about half the amount of times that you win. So it's about, in numbers, the win, there's been about how many games, about 65, 70 games, and there's been 34 wins and 15 draws, 31 losses. So that's a lot of draws percent wise, because percent wise, 19% chance to draw with this army, which is very, very high, very high. You know, 43% or 42% chance to win and 19% chance to draw. So this army, and it's because of all these horse archers and cavalry. For more infantry based armies, it's just hard to chase you down, and so that's the reason why the draw rate is quite high. But when you add them all up, wins and draws, it's 61%. You've got a 61% chance to win or draw with this army. So that sounds a lot better, doesn't it, than 42%. So that's just something to mention. The draws are actually really high. Changing things around, I suppose first thing you could maybe do is take out veteran pike. They cost a lot. Some games I might keep them, but at 96, if we take them out, we could actually add exactly 3 more of these light horse archers, and that takes us to about 17 light horse archers, 6 cav, 11 infantry. So yeah, if you want to go with your light horse archers, it still gives us 11 infantry. So a lot of players would do that. As another option, still on 96, we just take out the veteran pike. You could also, because there is actually tons and tons of different units, as you can see in this army. I mean, some armies you only have about 7 or 8 options, and here there's so many. We could take massed archers. So we've got 2 massed archer units and 24. Perfect. You could take out some slingers. So for 1 veteran spear unit, we've got 2 massed archers and 1 unit of slingers. And again, if you know, a lot of rough ground. This map actually, you know, it's got some nice hills, and the stream force the enemy onto you. You know, this kind of map, you know, put the massed archers into that little woodland there. They can be really useful. So again, that's something you can do. That takes us to 5-foot skirmishers and 2 massed archers. So we got a little bit of flexibility. What would I give this list? It's quite hard to come up with a rating. I think it's got a lot of potential, and it's also what I like about it is it's just so different from any other army. There's not that many armies gives you such a mix of really quite good infantry units. Even though you haven't got tons and tons, you've still got here 5 I've still got, plus the medium foot backing them up. So it is actually quite nice, probably about a B+. I think you've got to be careful and know how to use the light horse, which is really key to this game. You can easily waste them if you don't. It's a good as I said before with the Carthaginian list, that 202 Hannibal and Africa list. This kind of army really can teach you the mechanics of the game. You can learn how to use light horse, because most armies you only get a couple of javelin horse, and then you throw them away or forget about them, or they don't do much in the battle. But when you've got an army like this, with I originally had 14 light horse archers. They're going to be key to winning the battle. So you're going to have to learn quickly how to use them well. When to go in, when to surround the enemy, how much missile fire you need, when will the enemy... This is and it's also key to learning how to use foot skirmishes as well. What's going to cause the cohesion check? How many rounds of missile fire do I need? And so that's when you can really learn, by using armies like this. So yeah, maybe about a B plus. I'm going to give it about a B plus. It can be exciting. You could swarm the enemy with your cav and light horse, and then go in with your heavy foot, because you've got some pretty decent units. This can be your center. And then even there's a lot, to be fair, there's a lot of options. I mean, you could take out cataphracts if you wanted, and that would save you a lot. And you could add, we've got a lot of medium foot you could add to this list. Let's have a quick look now. So if we took out, it's 136 points. If we took out 2 cataphracts, we could add and maybe could we upgrade? So we've got 4 medium foot and we've got 16. So maybe I would probably upgrade one of my skirmishers, or actually even get rid of a massed archer, probably 52, and add another. So we've taken out 2 cataphracts and a mass archer. We've swapped around, and we've got 5 medium foot here. So sometimes maps like this, maybe you want to draw the enemy onto you and just hold out, in the rough ground, and use your light horse on the flanks. There's rough ground everywhere on this map. So, you might not need the 2 cataphracts in. We've still got 2 here, which is preset. We can't change those out. So, maybe that would be worth doing. So quite a lot of flexibility. So that's got to be one of the good points of this army. Weaknesses. You are relying completely, almost, or heavily on the light horse. And a lot of it, we've got at least 6 that's preset. There's a lot of medium foot as well. So in battlefields with not as much rough ground, you're going to be at more of a disadvantage. Although, in saying that, you'd be at more of a disadvantage with your infantry on open ground. But with your cavalry, that could be really good. And then I would take out medium infantry and bring back my 2 cataphracts, because for your heavy cavalry, open plain would be great. So, again, flexible. There's different ways to play with this army. You can go with more cavalry, or you can bring in more medium foot. So, quite an interesting army to use. I think about a B plus is about right. Maybe against pike armies, it might be harder to fight them, because they're just the size of the units. Although in saying that, when we're looking through our at our list and the videos that I've done so far, a lot of those pike armies didn't have loads and loads of pike units. It was around 6 or 7 in an army of 17, 18 infantry. So they've also got quite a lot of medium foot. So yeah, I think about a B plus is right. Let us know if you've taken this army out, and let us know if you played against it before. Obviously, it's not in the league this season, but I think it's a pretty good army. I might even, if I enter the league again, I might well put it down as one of my 4 choices. It probably wouldn't be my number 1 or number 2, but I just like that, that variation really in play, and all these light horse archers with the heavy foot. I think it's a nice combination, and all the different options you can take, different kinds of units. Okay, that's about it. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you again soon.